Take a listen to what I had to say last week, please. You Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect. Intelligent women, no doubt. But how a Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying, that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. Because like Joe Manchin said, he's there to represent, or was there for 15 years to represent, the people of West Virginia. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas. I don't know, maybe that just sounds ignorant because it's so simple. But it ain't that damn complicated. We make it complicated. Damn, it's frustrating. It really can be. And all the verbiage and all the nonsense that I've heard over the last few days.
I'm really trying to understand what the backlash is and why people feel compelled to get upset at the fact that Stephen A. Smith actually had some constructive criticism. And when I say constructive criticism, it's truly constructive because he didn't say anything incendiary. He didn't go off about her looks. I mean, he was way nicer than I am when it comes to all of the nonsense and the cosplaying that comes along with Jasmine Crockett because, according to different reports, Jasmine Crockett is really new, right? She didn't really grow up in the hood. She not all of that or whatever. And so she's out here actually imitating and cosplaying what the perpetual stereotype is of a black woman is by getting all extra with the butterfly eyelashes and all of the sassiness and all of the comments and stuff like that. And so Stephen A. Smith decided that he wanted to have constructive criticism and use his platform to maybe incentivize people to work together with the Trump administration because he doesn't necessarily disagree with everything that Trump is doing so that Democrats like Jasmine Crockett could also hold power and then get some things for their constituents back where she's from in Dallas. But instead, they decided to reject them and then try to say cancel culture on Stephen A. Smith because they don't like the fact that he's used Jasmine Crockett as a part of the conversation. Isn't that literally the opposite of what you guys say that you want? Don't you say that you actually want people with differing opinions but respectfully disagree? He gave her a compliment before he even started to go in. But let's hear the rest of what Stephen A. Smith got to say about this because this is the backlash that came along with. You got a whole lot of black people that just so happen to come out the woodwork, and it's a Me Too culture. People don't have no original thought of their own. And so now everybody is supposedly against Stephen A. Smith because he had some things to say about Jasmine Crockett. But I want to hear the rest of what he has to say.
It's why it can get exhausting. Because nothing frustrates me more than when people have the truth at their disposal and they choose, maybe not lie, maybe not even embellish, but allow their emotions to usurp facts and all of a sudden want to use that as an excuse to label me as being something and doing something I'm neither not nor have I done, which in this case is disrespecting Representative Crockett out of Texas, who, by the way, has had an invite to this show for weeks, by the way. Governors Josh Shapiro and Spencer Cox came on this show. Senator Lindsey Graham came on this show. Joe Manchin, now retired, came on this show. Bill O'Reilly, Bill Maher came on this show, okay? And more are coming. And she has an invite. And AOC has an invite. Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic House Leader, he just was on this show. I've invited Jasmine Crockett. I have nothing but respect for her. I just disagree on what she's making headlines for, because I think it's counterproductive to the ultimate goal.
Now, God forbid that you actually disagree with something that she said, or you disagree with anything that anybody that is on the Democratic side says, because then you are against black women, then you hate black women, then you hate black people. You're not a part of the culture. You know, every day I try to embrace and be open minded to the fact that, or to the possibility that people will swing back to their conservative values, and they'll stop being on code for the things that's obviously not working for them, and that they'll get off the Democrat plantation. And every single day, I'm disappointed. Every day, not just with the Stephen A. Smith and this situation that we're watching, but you know, just across the board.
But yet, here we are, and the word disrespect comes in, and people try to engage with words, like disrespect and implying misogyny and all of this other nonsense. Stop it. Stop it. Can we be grown-ups and deal with what the real issue is involving what I said? Willie D, Roland Martin, Bakari Sellers, and Angela Rye, who I have profound respect for. I mean, the list goes on and on with all of these people. I don't have their names in front of me. To my producer that texted to me, I don't have my phone on me right now, so I apologize for not having those names in front of me. But I'm what are we talking about? How's it disrespectful to say what I said? Could you just disagree? Could we just say, yo, Stephen A., I disagree with you. Here's why. We got Willie D. Put up that quote, please. He's putting out quotes or text or tweets about me. Let's see that again. Stephen A. Smith taking shots at Jasmine Crockett ain't just messy, it's weak. Dude is sitting on one of the biggest mics in America, and instead of using it to uplift, he's tearing down a black woman who's out here putting in real work. That ain't critique, that's betrayal. Jasmine Crockett ain't the problem. She's the kind of woman who walks into rooms full of snakes and makes the snakes flinch. Meanwhile, Stephen's showing what happens when the paycheck gets louder than the principal. That's sucker shit, straight up, end quote. Wow, Willie D. You sure are uplifting. I mean, I got to be touched. That was inspirational. Really, that really, really was. That was inspirational. I'm doing sucker shit. That's what you call inspirational? That's what you call uplifting? Really? Now, I haven't heard everything that Roland Martin said, D.L. Hughley had to say, and all the other names that I mentioned, but I'm sure it's along the same lines. None but respect. First of all, I'm going to be very, very careful about anything that I say about Roland Martin because he's a friend. I'm going to be careful about anything that I say about D.L. Hughley because I have respect for that man. We've spoken a few months ago. I got nothing but love for him. I am concerned about him not making people laugh and smile as much anymore as he used to because he's more of an activist now than a comedian, but that's a choice and that's his right, and nothing but love for him and respect. And anybody else too. My issue with Bakari Sellers is how he talked about me without ever speaking out or reaching out because you don't like a position that I took before or whatever, but you want to come on and sell your book after. See, I don't play that nonsense. I don't like that. Disagree with what I said. Say why without all.
What Stephen A. Smith is going to have to realize at some point, and maybe he already knows this and he's just playing into the game. I would assume that he knows it because, you can't be in the game as long as Stephen A. Smith without understanding how the game is played. Is that all of these people, even though you may know them, does not necessarily mean that they're an ally, and it doesn't mean that they're your friend. When people that I call friends, or if I have something to say to somebody, when people that I would say that I have a personal relationship with, let's not even say friendships. When I have a personal relationship with somebody and I have the ability to be able to contact them or get in contact with them and have a conversation with them offline based off of things that I may or may not agree with on them online, right, then I just contact them behind the scenes. But it ain't no friends in this game. And I was saying this on the Millionaire Morning Show. There are zero friends in this game. And I think that the political arena, way worse than what Stephen A is used to being in as far as the sports arena, he's going to find out sooner rather than later that that's the quickest way to have a whole group of people turn against you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Chanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.